Hi, I'm Gurupreet Singh. I'm Developer Relations Engineer working on material design. Material U is the latest evolution of material design, a radical way of designing that enables you to provide a personalized and accessible user experience for your apps. Material Design 3, also known as Material 3 or M3, embodies the design guidance of Material U. It empowers you to create expressive, spirited, and personal apps through its use of dynamic theming, flexible and accessible components, and updates on motion. Material 3 is a powerful flexible design system allowing you to provide customization of colors, shapes, and typography. Material 3 is the recommended design system for phones, tablets, and foldables. If you are creating a new project today, you will get Material 3 as a default design system for Compose. Since the stable release of Material 3 Compose 1.0 last year, we have been working hard to improve and enhance the material library. With the new release 1.1, you have access to all the components you need to build your beautiful Android apps. In this release, many of the experimental components are now stable, which means they can be used in your apps without worrying about any breaking changes. There has never been a better time to start building your apps with Material 3. We have added a lot of enhancement and improvement in the latest 1.1 release. Let's dive into some of the new additions. All the key components like scaffold, surface, navigation drawer, and many others are now stable. These components are key to building your apps, and now you can be assured they will not have any major changes. So you can just focus on building your product. Material 3 Compose now provides all type of components needed to make your production-ready apps. With the introduction of most requested components like bottom sheet, time and date picker, search bar, and many other improvements, the Material 3 Compose library has now a wide range of components to accommodate in your app. Let's look at some of the components update in 1.1 release. Bottom sheet is a commonly used component in apps, and we are happy to share it's available with the latest 1.1 release. There are two variations, standard bottom sheet and model bottom sheet, to fulfill your various use cases. Standard bottom sheet is used with bottom sheet scaffold, while model bottom sheet can be used as a standalone component. Standard bottom sheet can coexist with the main UI region and allow for simultaneous viewing and interacting with both regions. Whereas the model bottom sheet provide a clear separation like dialog and can be dismissed by interacting outside the sheet area. The new bottom sheet embody Material 3 color mapping, rounded corners, and an optional top drag handle. Material 3 also introduced new date selection components, date picker and date range picker, giving you the flexibility to choose what fits best for your product. Both components support date input by updating the initial display mode to input type. The Material 3 date pickers provide large typography, touch targets, and spacing for accessible interaction. Time pickers are also a brand new addition to Material 3, with an easy way to select target time. Material 3 Compose library provides input time picker where let users enter the time using the keyboard, and a time picker with dial where user can slide the dial to choose time. You can define the layout type param to horizontal or vertical to choose between them. Similar to date picker, time pickers are also kept accessible with larger typography and input containers. Material library provides 4 types of top app bars to give you the flexibility to choose what fits right for your product. The center-aligned top app bar can be used for the main root of application to show app name, highlight important actions. The small top app bar is the most used app bar for compact devices, with the ability to provide back navigation and multiple actions. Medium and large top app bars are suitable for medium-sized devices where the large top app bar provides more emphasis to the app bar title. Small top app bar can be used both static or use the compressed effect where the scrolling up smoothly hides the app bar and scrolling down reveals it. Both medium and large top app bar scrolls up to the compact app bar and reveals only when the user scrolls to the top of the page. Material 3 components already come with inbuilt motion and animation to provide an interactive user experience. Whether it's providing separation between app bars on scroll with color changes or highlighting the switch state changes with the smooth thumb animation. All the components provide unique interaction and states to make your app more expressive and accessible. With the Material 3 APIs graduating to stable, it's a great time to start migrating your apps to Material 3. If you're starting a new Android app today, it's recommended to start with Material 3. If you have already existing Compose app using Material 2, you can start adopting Material 3 to make your app more personalized and expressive. Let's see some of the approaches that will help you migrate your apps. We understand you can have apps varying from a few screens to very large apps with a complex UI UX. We recommend one-shot migration for a smaller code base as both design systems vary in UI. But if you have a very large and complex code base, you can use phased migration where you gradually migrate individual screens or composable to Material 3. When using the one-shot migration, replace the existing Material 2 Compose library with the Material 3 and update the components and theming for the entire app at once. This strategy makes sure your app is fully updated to Material 3 to provide cohesive design language and user experience. When using the phased migration for your large code base, you can add the Material 3 Compose library along with the existing Material 2 library and start migrating parts of your application. We recommend migrating each screen or module one by one. We strongly advise to not use both Material 2 and Material 3 components in one screen, as they can provide different design language and color contrast to users. Let's look at some of the key differences between both the design system to help you plan your migration. Material 3 brings additional colors to provide a rich and expressive UI to your users. With the addition of tertiary and surface colors, designers and developers have more options for creating personalized apps. Material 3 also adds additional color token where each color is provided with its role respective to UI. For example, you have primary, on-primary, primary container, and on-primary container roles for primary color. The typography in Material 3 is also slightly different. Even though the number of typography parameters are roughly the same, but they have brand new naming. The updated typography organizes styles into 5 roles: display, headline, title, label, and body. These roles are device agnostic, allowing easier application across a variety of use cases. Similar to typography and color, shapes in Material 3 also have an increased number of parameters to provide an expressive range of shapes across the UI. Material 3 shapes introduce a new extra small and extra large shapes along with the existing small, medium, and large shapes. Now let's see how you can add Material 3 theming in your app. We recommend using the Material Theme Builder tool to generate color schemes derived from your brand color. Use the M2 color as core source color in the tool, which the tool expands into tonal palettes to create the M3 color scheme. This generates both the light and dark color scheme from the source color and helps you visualize how the material components will look with the new generated theme. You can export the theme and color file and update your existing files in your app to start using the M3 theme. In the generated theme file, you already have implementation of app theme composable, which contains the main material theme function responsible for adding theming to your apps. You can wrap your top-level composable with the app theme function to provide theme to entire app. Material 3 comes with both light and dark themes. Here, the app theme composable observes the system theme style using its system in dark theme function, which then is used to pick light or dark color scheme for your app. Once you have color scheme, typography, and shapes all defined, you can pass it to Material Theme Composable, which applies theming to all the material components. One of the key personalization features of Material 3 is dynamic theming, in which algorithm derives custom color from device wallpaper to be applied to your apps and system UI. This color palette is used as a starting point to generate both light and dark color schemes. Here you can see even though the both generated dynamic themes are very different, by using Material 3 components and color schemes, make sure your app is adaptive to all dynamic themes. Dynamic color is available on Android 12 and above. If it's available, you can set your dynamic color scheme. If not, you should fall back to your app's light or dark color scheme. Material 3 Compose provide builder function, dynamic light color scheme, and dynamic dark color scheme to enable dynamic theming. Just with this small addition to your code, you are ready to use dynamic theming in your application. Material 3 emphasizes on supporting dynamic theming with both light and dark themes for your app to provide the user a cohesive experience with the system theme. Adding these changes gets your app ready with Material 3. Let's see some of the changes you can make to migrate your components as well. With the latest release of Material 3 Compose library, you have all the components available to migrate your apps to Material 3. Many components in Material 3 provide functional parity to Material 2 components in terms of usage, but with extra color mapping available to support a wide range of colors of Material 3. Some of the components are redesigned or renamed to embody the new Material U design language. Let's explore some of these changes in the components. Material 3 contains all the buttons available in Material 2 for you to easily migrate your app. In addition, Material 3 introduced new buttons to include in your design, like large floating action button and elevated button. Switch has been redesigned in Material 3 to be more interactive with large thumb size, new color mapping, and state change animation. In addition to redesign, Material 3 Switch now gives you an option to add thumb icon to visually emphasize the switch state and make it more expressive. Here you can pass your composable to thumb content and draw different content based on the switch state. As we saw earlier, Material 3 provides 4 different top app bar options as compared to one in Material 2. You can start with the small top app bar to migrate your apps Material 2 app bar. But we recommend exploring the different top app bars options depending on your app's design need. There are changes in Material 2 navigation components as well. Button navigation in Material 2 has been renamed to navigation bar in Material 3. Similarly, button navigation item is now navigation bar item. Navigation drawer also have 3 variants: permanent, modal, and dismissible navigation drawer. The bottom navigation drawer in Material 2 is not supported in Material 3, but we recommend using modal bottom sheet for providing a similar user experience. Material 3 introduces separate chips category. Action chips have been separated into assist chips and suggestion chips. Choice chips are now a subset of filter chips. We now have individual composable for each type of chip in Material 3. Here you can see the different type of chips can be used to fulfill your app's design need. With all these new additions and improvements in Material 3, we are very excited to see all of you taking advantage of expressive and accessible design system. Accessibility by default is foundation design value for Material Design 3. Accessibility standard built into Material components are designed to provide a foundation for inclusive product design. Material 3 colors are designed to meet accessibility standards for color contrast. The system of tonal palettes is critical to making any color scheme accessible by default. The color roles like primary or primary are generated from the tonal palettes of 13 colors to guarantee accessible contrast. All themes generated using the dynamic theming for both light and dark themes also follow the same accessibility guidelines. Here you can see using the correct color roles where primary for the container and on-primary for the content, we make sure the component provides the right contrast. We do not recommend mixing color roles between primary, secondary, or tertiary as they may not have sufficient accessible contrast to your users. Here you can see using primary color on top of tertiary doesn't provide enough contrast. All Material 3 components, colors, and typography have accessibility built in to make sure all your products made with Material are fully accessible. It's perfect time to move your apps to Material 3 for making it expressive, personalized, and accessible. To help you with the easy adoption, we have prepared some tools and resources. If you're starting a new Compose app in Android Studio, you will get it with Material 3 by default, as it's the recommended way to build your new apps. Material Theme Builder is a great place to get you started with Material 3 theming and visualize components and colors. We have multiple guidance and code labs to help you with the Material 3, whether you are starting a brand new app or migrating your existing Material 2 app. Our Compose Samples and Material Catalog app has been updated to Material 3 to showcase updated styles and dynamic theming. To learn more about building apps with Material 3, please check out our talks and videos already available on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing all your apps on Material U.